If you're a newbie in property investment, you want to avoid these 4 deals. Why do I say that? It's because I've been in the trenches. I know what it feels like. I used to be a newbie at one point. Even though I have now built a business where I actually have tenants that are over 200 and students that are over 350 students in multiple cities, I started off from somewhere. And it is my privilege to want to share with you on things that will set you to success. My name is Taurai Jack, TJ, and I am the author of the book From Bad Debt to Property Mogul, which is a book that you can literally get online. Well, let's start off with which of the 4 deals do I think you should not? Well, I know that there's quite a lot of people that might not agree with me, but I know that there are very few people out there who are actually practicing what they are doing. I have learned from experience, and out of this experience, I have shown you what I am doing, and I'm continuously connecting with other people to see what they are doing. So I see the mistakes, and I have also done mistakes along the way. And I am sure that on this channel here, you have seen in other areas where we've been winning and where we have also been failing. So I show you everything so that you can learn out of it and obviously be a success within your own journey. If you're a newbie, let's start off from there. Which deals should you avoid at all costs if you can? Well, I have to put in some disclaimers in here. If you've got a mentor, and by the way, at M5 Property Varsity, we do offer some mentorships. If you do have a mentor, I don't think that this will be a challenge because you've got someone else who is holding your hand. But if you don't, I would recommend for you not to jump into these 4 deals. Over and above that, you might have also heard the term a coach. A coach is very different from a mentor. What does a coach do? They inspire you to go where you want to go. Some coaches have never done the deals themselves. They inspire you and give you knowledge in terms of direction. A mentor is someone who actually can show you how to do it. So there's a big difference between a coach and a mentor. Now, back to the 4 deals that I think you shouldn't do as a newbie. Deal number 1 is do not attempt to do a development. Look, I don't care how much money you've got. I don't care whether you've got so much experience in all the disciplines that you've got, but a development is one of those trying projects that you can ever do as a newbie. Why do I say that you should avoid it at all costs as a newbie? Well, a development not only just takes time. When you're going into something that is new, you want to see the results very quickly so that you can affirm to yourself that you know what you're doing. That's number 1. Number 2, you can also be able to see the processes faster for you to be able to see that what you're doing is the correct way. Now, doing a development takes a very long time. Why does it take a long time? Well, when you're doing a development, number 1, you need to get the rightful compliance on the land. Number 2, you then need to get a big team of people that is going to help you. Architects, engineers, builders, plumbers, and all of those. And if you have never managed people in the past, you can be lost in transition or in translation with trying to understand what the language is all about, whilst you're also trying to understand the processes as a newbie. And for that reason, I think that it is deadly for you to jump in on your first project as a newbie. And it's not a money thing here. It's far from that. It's just about capacity and skill. However, if you do have a mentor, someone else who has done a development, then yes, it is easy to do that because you can leverage off on the people that they have utilized in terms of skill and profession. And that becomes very easy because you are paying your mentor to guide you and your project becomes a success. And obviously your mentor will take you under your wing because it is their responsibility to do that as you are paying them a service fee. Right. So that's deal number one. Deal number two is student accommodation. TJ, what's so difficult about student accommodation? Well, let I just disclose. Student accommodation, you are literally saying, I've got a house, and in this house here, I am going to take everyone whom their parents are saying, go away. You got raging hormones, and you are trying to find yourself to be an adult and go away to a res at a university, and you are saying, I am here. Please let me stay with these people. Well, they come with their own challenges. Because what? They are students. Young adults trying to find themselves. They come through with all issues, and you are housing them. And if this is your first deal, I think you will lose money. Why? Because not only is there compliance that needs to be followed, but there is stringent management that needs to be followed in the houses when you have them. And if you have never done anything like that, or should I say just managing a property, you are going to find it difficult. And for that reason, you are going to lose money. And for that reason, the students that you're going to put in your place are going to walk all over you. And then you're going to think student accommodation doesn't work. It does work, but you just need to be a matron of not. That was deal number two to avoid as a newbie. Deal number three to avoid as a newbie is deceased estate. Whew, there are so many deals in the deceased estate section. I actually have a bra. Some people will say, who's a lawyer who deals with deceased estate. So what's so difficult about it? I'm going to give you an example. I did a deceased estate, the one that really went wrong. I've got a couple that have gone right, but I've got one that went wrong. This was a double deceased estate. The waiting period for you to get the deceased estate into registering into your name is a long time. So if you do not have the right amount of money, enough holding cost, well, you could be asking yourself, what is holding cost? Money that you are going to be saving before you even start on that project so that the project can run smooth before you start making money. Now, a lot of people go on to save running costs around about 6 months or so on a normal Reno project. Well, how about 2 years? It is a long time, right? And if you do not have the rightful amount of money, you are going to lose money by just being holding in that process. It's going to frustrate you. Why? Because you're not seeing the results. You have no control of what's happening at the high courts and things like that, because that's where the estates get to be closed. And who knows, there might be family wrangles whilst you are in the queue to be buying their property. So all of those things will come and affect you. And if you don't have a stomach for it, emotionally, it might actually cause some harm. Because somewhere along the line, Uncle so-and-so might come into your place and say, actually, you know what? My sister said this house is mine, and all of those things. So it can be challenging. The last deal that I want to speak to is, well, if you are wherever you are staying, I want to stress the fact that the deal that you want to avoid, this one, it's a no, it doesn't matter what strategy it is, but avoid any deal that is at a distance from you. What do I mean by a distant? For some people, they would only buy 10 kilometers in the radius of where they stay. I'm a little bit crazy. I have done 1,000 kilometers away from where I stay, but I've got a strategy that works behind that. But I want to stress the fact that if you've got a deal where you cannot get into your car and drive and get to in less than an hour, for me, I'm of the view that that deal is far away. Why do I say that don't jump into a deal like that one? Well, as a first project, you are going to be attached to that project. When a plumbing issue happens, you want to be there. When a tenant is not paying, you want to be there. It's just human nature. That's who we are. And it takes a bit of professionalism for you to actually start letting go and let the professionals do it. So to avoid that deal where it is at a distance, it makes great sense. That way you don't lose money. Because think of it this way. Let's assume you are from Durban and you buy a project in Cape Town. If something goes wrong, you are now going to have traveling costs to get there and accommodation to be there as well. So for that reason, you are already losing money whilst you're still fixing the problem. And on top of that, you don't know what you don't know in that area. So what you might be thinking is a good deal, it might not be a good deal because you don't know what you don't know what's happening in that area. There's a lot of things that I can talk about on this topic here on deals to avoid, but these are my favorite 4 that I thought you should avoid at all costs as a newbie. Well, if this video has been of knowledge to you, don't forget to hit the subscription button so that you can get many of these videos that we're talking about. And the notification button, whenever we go live, we will let you know. But the subscription button is just not for you to know. It is for others who are like-minded like you so that they will know the information. It is I, TJ, Taurai Jack. It's great hanging out with you. I'll check you out on the next video.